Let me ask you something. Do you ever look at a price chart and wonder, why did the market reverse exactly there? Why did it trend so cleanly and then suddenly just stall? Or maybe you're wondering why your strategy works beautifully one day and fails miserably the next. Here's the truth. The answer to all of those questions starts with one concept: market structure. This isn't just about patterns or indicators. This is about understanding how the market moves, the raw architecture of price action. If you don't get structure, you're trading blind. In this video, we're going deep. No fluff. Whether you're a beginner trying to make sense of charts or an experienced trader looking to refine your edge, this is for you. We'll break down market structure, how price structure shifts, what causes it to flip, and what tools and indicators can complement your structural analysis at each stage. This is the foundation every trader needs, and yet very few truly understand it. Let's begin with the basics. Market structure is essentially the overall shape or framework that price creates as it moves. It's not just random candles moving up and down. There's order in that chaos, and that order forms through the interaction between buyers and sellers. When we say market structure, we're talking about the way price makes higher highs and higher lows in an uptrend, or lower highs and lower lows in a downtrend. These sequences define the market's direction, not just what happened, but what's likely to happen next. Structure helps you see whether the bulls are in control or the bears are taking over. It also helps you spot when the market is indecisive, just moving sideways in a range. But here's what most people miss. Structure doesn't just come from price. It also influences price. Once key levels are established, they become magnets. Traders place their orders around them. Price reacts to them. So structure is both a result of price action and a cause of it. And once you understand how to read structure, you're no longer reacting emotionally. You're working with a map. But here's something many traders confuse early on. What's structure and what's just a pattern? Let's clear that up. That alone separates amateurs from professionals. Market structure and market patterns are not the same thing. Structure is the big picture, the overall direction of the market. Bullish, bearish, or sideways. Patterns, on the other hand, are formations within or boundaries of that structure, like flags, triangles, or wedges. These patterns give you entry signals, but they exist inside the broader flow of market structure. So remember, structure is your roadmap. Patterns are the signs along the way. So now we've separated the structure from the patterns inside it. But where does structure actually come from? What builds it, brick by brick? All structure, whether trend or range, is born from one thing: the constant tug of war between supply and demand. When demand outweighs supply, price rises. Buyers are aggressive. When supply outweighs demand, price drops. Sellers take control. These battles play out as candles. Bullish candles show strength. Bearish candles reveal weakness. Together, they form the wave-like moves we see on charts, those pushes and pullbacks that build market structure. So behind every swing high and swing low, there's a story of imbalance, of someone winning and someone losing. Reading structure means reading that story. The market doesn't move in straight lines. It moves in waves. And those waves are driven by the psychology of the crowd: impulse, fear, greed, exhaustion. That's why structure is so powerful, because it reveals what the crowd is doing, often before the crowd even knows it. Now that we understand what creates market structure, the next question is, what are the different forms it takes? Now that we know how market structure forms, let's take a deeper look at its main types. There are three major categories, and understanding them helps us read what the market is actually doing, not just visually, but contextually. Let's begin with the trending structure. This is when the market moves in a clear direction, either up or down. In a bullish uptrend, price consistently forms higher highs and higher lows. This shows us that buyers are in control and willing to step in earlier and higher with each wave. Conversely, in a bearish trend, we see lower highs and lower lows, clear signs that sellers dominate and that each rally gets sold off sooner. But here's something really important. Trends are made up of two alternating phases: impulse and correction. Impulse moves are the strong directional pushes, the big bullish or bearish legs where price moves fast and cleanly in one direction. These happen when there's a clear imbalance, when buyers or sellers take full control. In a bullish trend, the impulse leg is that strong upward move from one swing low to a new swing high. Corrections are the pauses, temporary pullbacks where price retraces part of the move. These are the market's way of taking a breath, shaking out weak hands, and letting traders reposition before the next impulse. A correction doesn't mean the trend is over. It's simply a necessary part of the trend's rhythm. And this rhythm is what you as a trader want to get in tune with. You don't want to enter after an impulse. You want to wait for a correction, find a key support zone or level, and enter when the market is likely to resume its direction. Now here's where patterns come in. During these corrections, the pullbacks and pauses, you'll often see continuation patterns emerge. Think of bull flags, where price pulls back in a tight downward sloping channel before exploding higher, or pennants, where price coils tightly after a strong impulse leg. You may also notice falling wedges, or small consolidation boxes, all of which act as brief resting zones before the next breakout. These patterns aren't just decorative, they're part of the trend's internal structure. They signal that momentum is still intact, and smart traders use them to re-enter or scale into trends with lower risk. Next, let's look at the ranging structure. This is the sideways market, when price bounces between a defined support and resistance zone. There's no clear winner here. Buyers and sellers are fighting, but neither has enough strength to break out. Ranges are common after strong trends, when the market needs to digest the move. Inside these ranges, price often forms recognizable shapes. Rectangles, where price hits the same high and low repeatedly. Symmetrical triangles, where the highs come down and the lows come up, squeezing into an apex. And sometimes ascending or descending triangles, hinting that one side is starting to gain control. But be careful, ranges are filled with traps, false breakouts, fakeouts, stop hunts, all common inside consolidation zones. This is where patience pays. Wait for a clean break with volume and structure before taking action. Finally, let's move to the transitional or reversal structure. This is when the market shifts from one mode to another. A bullish trend may slow down, fail to make a new high, and eventually break its structure. Or a range might begin showing signs of expansion and trend formation. These transitions are subtle at first, but they often evolve into the most iconic reversal patterns. Head and shoulders, double tops, double bottoms. These aren't just textbook formations. They represent real turning points, where previous momentum fades and the other side takes control. Understanding these three market structures, trending, ranging, and transitional, and the behavior and patterns that form inside them is key to navigating any chart you see. These shifts are powerful clues. But remember, structure exists on every time frame. Now let's get tactical. How do you know when a structure is shifting? There are two key concepts: break of structure and change of character. A break of structure is when price breaks a previous swing high or low. For example, in a bullish trend, if price fails to make a new high and instead drops below a recent low, that's a warning. It could be the start of a deeper shift. A change of character happens when price does something it hasn't done in a while, like reversing momentum sharply, or breaking both a higher low and a higher high in rapid succession. It shows the market is acting differently. These are the clues traders use to spot potential reversals or trend continuations. And once you can read them in real time, you're no longer surprised by the market. You're anticipating it. Now, here's a critical concept that truly unlocks the depth of market structure: the idea of submarket structure, also known as the fractal nature of price. Think of it like this. A large, strong uptrend on your daily chart might seem simple, but if you zoom in to a 1 hour or 5 minute chart, you'll see smaller internal swings, mini trends, and even tiny ranges. These are the submarket structures, smaller identifiable patterns of higher highs/lows or lower lows/highs that exist within the larger market structure. What appears as a simple pullback or correction on a higher time frame is often a fully formed countertrend, a bearish substructure, or a smaller range on a lower time frame. Understanding these smaller structures helps you pinpoint entries and exits with greater precision and avoid getting caught in what looks like a reversal but is just a temporary dip. There's one more critical layer to market structure that most traders overlook, and that's multiple time frame alignment. The market doesn't move in isolation on one time frame. A bullish structure on the 5-minute chart could just be a pullback inside a bearish structure on the 1 hour chart. So if you're not aligning your analysis across time frames, you're setting yourself up to get caught on the wrong side of a bigger move. Here's how to think about it. Higher time frames, say daily, 4 hour, show the dominant structure, the overall story the market is telling. Lower time frames like 15-minute, 5-minute show the fine print, the intraday fluctuations within that story. The key is to first identify structure on the higher time frame. Are we trending? Are we ranging? Is there a reversal forming? Then, drop down to a lower time frame to spot entry triggers like break of structure, change of character, or retest of key levels. This top-down approach gives your trades context. You're not just jumping in blind, you're entering with structural alignment, and that increases your odds of success. This is what pros do instinctively, and once you train your eyes to read structure across time frames, your confidence grows because you know where you stand in the bigger picture. Yes, understanding structure is powerful, but let's be real. The market loves to trick people. Maybe not. And one of the easiest ways traders lose money is by falling into structure-based traps. Let's talk about them. The first is the false breakout. You're watching a range and price finally pops above resistance. You jump in long, only to see price slam back down into the range and stop you out. Sound familiar? That's a fake out, and it happens all the time. Why? Because the market tests conviction. It pokes levels to see who's weak. Retail traders jump early, while smart money waits for confirmation. To avoid this, look for structure to break and hold. A confirmed breakout is when price breaks the level, retests it, and holds above or below. That's strength. Another trap, misreading a pullback as a reversal. Imagine this. The market is in a strong uptrend. Price pulls back a bit deeper than usual. Traders panic. It's reversing and go short. But what happens? Price bounces and continues upward. That deeper pullback was just a correction, part of the same trend. This is why structure awareness is key. Then there's the big one. Entering without structure alignment. You see a bullish candle on the 5-minute chart and you buy, but you never looked at the 1 hour. And on that higher time frame, we're still in a clear downtrend. Structure-based trading is about stacking the odds, not guessing based on one candle. So how do we build a plan around structure? Start with the higher time frame. What's the dominant structure? Bullish, bearish, or ranging? Then drop down. Look for structure shifts, change of character, break of structure on the lower time frame. Wait for price to pull back to a key level. Combine that with a clear risk level, your invalidation point. That's your setup. This is how professional traders operate, not by prediction, but by probability. Structure gives you the map. Your job is to read it, respect it, and plan accordingly. Now that we've laid the foundation, structure, patterns, multiple time frame alignment, and how to build a plan, it's time to talk about confirmation. And that's where indicators come in. Here's my take. Indicators aren't magic. They don't predict the future. When you already understand structure, they can enhance your confidence, add clarity, and help you pull the trigger at the right time. Let's start with trending markets. If the market is clearly in a bullish or bearish trend, I personally look at moving averages, but I don't just throw in random values like the 50 or 200 SMA without context. What really matters is the time frame you're trading on. For day trading on lower time frames, like the 5-minute or 15-minute chart, faster moving averages, say the 9 EMA or 20 EMA, work better. They respond quickly and help track the heartbeat of intraday momentum. But if you're swing trading on a 4-hour, daily, or weekly chart, that's where the 50 or 200 SMA becomes more relevant. They act like dynamic zones of support and resistance and give you a broader sense of direction. The important part is this. Use a moving average that matches your structure and time frame. When price pulls back to it during a trend, it can become a great entry zone if other things align. Now, what about ranging markets? This is where I lean into oscillators, tools like the RSI, which stands for Relative Strength Index. These indicators are specifically designed to measure momentum extremes, which is exactly what we see at the edges of a range. When price reaches the top of the range, near resistance, and RSI shows overbought conditions, that's confluence. Same thing at the bottom of the range. If price is near support and RSI signals oversold, it adds weight to the idea of a bounce or reversal. One of the best places I personally find RSI to shine is in channel patterns. Whether the channel is ascending or descending, RSI tends to give reliable signals. Make sure the channel is not strong trending. Now let's talk about one of my personal favorite tools, the volume profile. It completely changed the way I analyze charts. Why? Because it doesn't just show where price moved, it shows where traders actually did business, where the volume was. That brings clarity to structure that pure candlesticks can't. In ranging markets, volume profile highlights high volume zones, areas where buyers and sellers agreed the most. These levels often act like magnets, pulling price back over and over. But don't think it's just for sideways markets. In trends, volume profile shows you where the last battle happened, where support might form during a pullback, or where price might accelerate during a breakout. Those low volume gaps, they're like fast lanes. Price often zips through them because the market didn't accept those levels before. That's why I always say, combine volume-based indicators like this with price-based tools like moving averages or RSI. That combo gives you a more complete read. And here's a tip. Use fixed range volume profile every time structure shifts, whether it's a new trend, a fresh range, or a reversal zone. It helps you see where the volume is forming within that specific move. I actually have a full video on that. Check it out on the channel if you want to learn how to use volume profile. Just remember, indicators should support your read of structure, not replace it. When structure and indicators agree, that's where confidence and edge comes in. So to wrap up, at its core, all price movement comes from supply and demand, the constant push and pull between buyers and sellers. But market structure is how that battle leaves its mark on the chart. It gives us the framework to read those shifts, spot who's in control, and plan trades with purpose. Combine that with the right tools and a multi-time frame perspective, and you're not just reacting to price, you're reading it with intent. Master this, and every chart starts to make more sense. Thank you for watching.